Hi, thanks for joining me today. It is Monday, March 8th. It is International Women's Day, so hi to all you women out there. We're actually going to be talking about women today, but first, flame on. There we go. I do want to thank everyone that likes, comments, shares, subscribes, all that good stuff. It does make a difference. I appreciate you, and if you hit the like button, perhaps we'll get 100 likes on this video. Let's see if we can do that. Today we're going to be talking about the Superstraight movement. This trended on Twitter over the weekend, and as you know, anything that trends on Twitter is really, really important. But let's get into it. This is the story from Heavy.com. Superstraight movement flag video hits TikTok, draws criticism. Now, a lazy headline. Anything new draws criticism. Lady Gaga has a new single, draws criticism. Taco Bell introduces a new appetizer, draws criticism. Anything new draws criticism. It does let you know the point of view of the author of the article, though. What is the Superstraight movement flag? It's a trend that started on TikTok whereby people declare that they are, quote, super straight, attracted only to cisgender men or women. The man who started the trend in the video even made a black and orange flag. People are debating the term on Twitter using the hashtag Superstraight to talk about the new movement. Some people are criticizing the use of the term because they believe it mocks the LGBTQ community, specifically transgender people, since the original user added a commentary saying he wouldn't date trans women. And so the Urban Dictionary definition is a sexual preference in which one prefers only the opposite sex with the exclusion of transgender people. The Superstraight flag consists of black and orange. It's a nice Halloween-y flag. But here is the video that started the whole thing.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called Superstraight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality.
And as expected, this drew a lot of criticism, especially from the radical left. But this all comes down to definitions. And there have been a lot of changing definitions. Even in my lifetime, a lot of definitions have changed. For example, who's white? Well, that's changed in my lifetime. Who's black, African American? That's changed in my lifetime as well. Who is a woman? Who is a man? All these things are changing. It all comes down to definitions. Usually with definitions, we can go to Oxford English Dictionary for English, is usually a good source of what is defined that way. When we go and look up women or woman, it says an adult female human being. All right, well, what is a female? Adjective, of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs, distinguished biologically by the production of gametes, ova, which can be fertilized by male gametes. Okay, so Oxford definition of a female is the sex that can bear offspring. I think we all kind of agree on that, but where this gets confusing is a lot of times people say, oh, I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about gender. And it's like, okay, but what if I'm talking about sex, right? They say, right, but I'm talking about gender. And it goes back and forth like that. It gets very confusing, and that's why it's important that we can have some terms that we agree on. Now, this kid, this teenager who came up with this is his own term, super straight, meaning that he only wants to date women that were born women that are still women. Seems fair. And he also says, I don't like being called a bigot or a transphobe for having that preference. And I don't think that he should either. I don't think that anyone should feel pressured to date anyone that they're not interested in dating. If you're not interested in dating a trans person, don't. And you shouldn't feel pressure to do so. If you're not interested in dating someone short, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't feel pressure to date someone that's short if that's your thing. If you are only interested in dating someone that makes six figures, you shouldn't feel pressure to date someone that doesn't make that much money. That's your prerogative. Now, for me, I like dating people with graduate degrees. That's what I'm into. Almost exclusively, everyone I've dated has a PhD or an MD or a JD. That's my preference. And I shouldn't feel pressure to date someone that's, say, never been to college. Now, this doesn't mean that I hate people that only have a high school degree. Not at all. But I have my own preference, and I should be allowed to do that without feeling guilt from other people that I exclude them from my dating pool. Before the pandemic, I taught fitness classes. Fitness is really a big part of my life. I don't want to date somebody that's obese, and I shouldn't feel pressure or guilt from other people for my preference there. And so I understand this guy's idea of, hey, let's come up with a new term, super straight, meaning I'm not going to date somebody that's trans. And this also spurred the super gay, super bi, and super lesbian community. Here's a tweet. The super lesbian community stands in solidarity with our super gay, super bi, and super straight brothers and sisters. Our sexualities are not hateful of those they don't include, and we're sick and tired of the harassment and erasure. So, yeah, you can be super gay, super bi, super straight, super lesbian, and in my opinion, that does not make you a transphobe. It doesn't make you a hateful person. You have what you're attracted to, and that seems cool with me. Now, there is a lot of pushback because this all comes down to definitions. And it seems to me that the radical left has made some definitions, and if you don't agree with their definition, you're a bigot. And if you don't agree with, if you don't go along with all their new definitions, you're a hateful, awful, terrible human being. That's just how it is. And if you come up with your own definition, well, that definition is hateful and terrible and awful. But this is their playbook. This is the playbook of redefining ideas, redefining terms. I find the entire thing very amusing, and I think that people should be allowed to, date whoever they want and should never feel any guilt for it. I personally would like this new definition. I think that it's fair. If the idea is that all trans women are considered women, if that's the new definition of a woman, we should have a term to say, I want to date someone that is cisgendered, right? That is the same gender that they were born. That does seem fair to me, and to take away that option seems bigoted itself. But what do I know? I'm just some old Gen Xer, right? I can't keep up with all these Zoomers. So please let me know your thoughts about super straight. Are you super straight? Are you super gay? Let me know in the comments. Have an awesome day. Peace.